very, very, it used to be a black tie event, but now sometimes it's also an African attire event, but a very nice event altogether. And we have the winners. Shall we start with the biggest winner of them all?
The biggest winner for me was really just very obvious, is Eliud, who won the Sportsman of the Year. And then we had Ferdinand.
His exploits, of course, include the world record. His world record, which he broke.
Yes, he broke
his own world record. Okay.
Yeah. Then we have Ferdinand Omanyala, who performed very well in the sprints, winning.
He was last year's winner as well.
And he was last year's winner.
Yeah.
And Emmanuel Correa now in the 800 meters. Now, athletics, we really are a powerhouse in athletics.
Yes.
And I think, and you just said that we've awarded.
Let's talk about the female winners first.
Then we have Faith Kipchoge, who was the winner. She had exploits in Oregon and then again in Birmingham. We had Angela Okutoi, the young tennis queen. I don't know why she's not playing the Australian Open this year, but remember she won Wimbledon last year, the first Kenyan, the first African to do so. And then we have Beatrice Chebet from athletics.
What do you think about this? I really thought that Angela Okutoi would have given a very good run to Faith Kipchoge just because of the fact that this is something that happens once in a lifetime, when you win a Grand Slam, and as a Kenyan for that matter.
I think if you remember, Bernard, last week when we were here and we were talking about this, you and I, we were praying that Angela Okutoi, and nothing against Faith, but I think for the people who are always banalist there, who are making choices and all that, we should be able to look at the bigger picture whereby we can inspire those who have been in a field that we have not been. Not saying that, Faith did not achieve anything.
No one is saying that at all. I mean, even if Ferdinand Omanyala was given the Sportsman of the Year, it would not have taken anything away from Eliud Kipchoge. That's not what you're saying. Yeah. So I understand when you think that maybe it should have been given to somebody else.
Yeah, but all in all, athletics took the bigger
chunk of things.
Of the winning. And if you look at the sportsman living with disabilities, we had Simon Kubai from athletics, which is Deaflympics, Isaac Makoka, golf, Ian Kaika, Deaflympics. If you look at most of the winners, Bernard, and even to our viewers, is that it was more concentrating on the athletics.
Yeah, it happens, except in the most promising category, which we shall discuss in depth today, because we had Medina Okot of basketball, and we had Andrew Wahome of golf, and now that is quite a departure from athletics. And it's just that these are still, except basketball, but most of these are individual sports. Golf and athletics, you can call them individual sports, which have been prevailing in these situations.
When I see the odd one out, this is Angela Okutoi is the odd one out. Yes, she's won that Grand Slam, but what is also standing out for me is that she's on a career progression. Okay, remember she started off in the Australian Open 1 year ago, went on I think to the finals with the doubles, and then now she went to Paris. She got managed to play a few tournaments as she prepared for Wimbledon and won it. This is somebody who this year we expect much more. And she has time. Maybe the others don't.
She
have
wasn't
too much
even at the award ceremony, so I'm just waiting for you to tell us where she was. But I'm pretty sure she was playing tennis somewhere else. She was represented by her grandmother there.
Yes. And I think that's the biggest gift she could give back to her grandmother.
So what we're thinking is that other sports are actually coming in to challenge for that athletics. It's just that I think there is more of athletics meets than there are of any other sport, and then there are many different disciplines of athletics, more than you have disciplines of golf, for example.
There's only one
disciplines
golf,
of basketball, tennis, for example.
Yeah, and I think, as you rightly put it, Bernard, something that I'm 100% sure is that the rise of Angela Okutoi, is one that we are going to watch, because remember that immediately we were on the top, especially for the tennis. Every Kenyan now started following tennis. For a very long time, people were not so interested. We have always been watching athletics. Of course, football is there. We have got rugby that is there. But we never, ever talk about a tennis player.
Correct.
And that is why, her rise will definitely be a great one in the future.
All right. Now, unless, of course, we limit the number of athletics entries to SOYA, it will always happen. It's the same as what is being done in some meets in Europe nowadays. They limit the number of Kenyans in the races to maximum of 2. In fact, in some, they are totally eliminating the Kenyans, you know, just so that other people can win as well. So my feeling is, if we are not going to then, if you're not going to limit the number of entrants in each category in these awards, the dominance will continue.
But look, Bernard, you see, look at the sportsman of the year. Eliud and Ferdinand, they just changed places.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And Faith is there as well. If you look at
and Faith also in the women's event. So what we have, these athletes, and you know, these athletes who are just around about their prime. They are so dominant. They are so dominant that not even this upcoming are able to challenge for.
No, what you're saying is it has to be challenged, and it will only be challenged if there will be a limitation on the number of people entering a category. So if it's athletics and you say we can only enter one person, and then these other sports we give them a chance as well to enter one person and the other one. Otherwise, if we're going to lump it like that, it's obvious they are going to be taking it over.